Hello, my name is Larisa. I'm business analyst in Archer Software, and today I will try to answer the question, why is business analysis important in software development? But before moving to the subject of our discussion, I would like to tell you a few words about me. So I've been working in software development sphere for around 12 years. During this period of time, I had a chance to wear many hats and work on different stages of the software development process. So I think it is important to mention and explain what is business analysis. The International Institution of Business Analysis has defined business analysis as a practice of enabling change in an enterprise by defining needs and recommending solutions that deliver value to the stakeholders. Business analysis enables an enterprise to articulate needs and rationale for change, and to design and describe solutions that can deliver value. Business analysis is performed on a variety of initiatives within any organization. So these initiatives may be strategic, tactical, operational, but in most cases, however, business analysis is performed to define and validate solutions that meet business needs, goals, or objectives of the particular organization. So in a very simple words, business analysis is a research discipline that helps you to define the business needs and define solutions to the business problems. Why do we need it? So the purpose of the business analysis in software development is actually to reduce time to market speed, cheaper the cost of the project, and minimize risks by giving clear understanding to the client and vendor what they both are trying to build. So in the discovery stage of the project, when the requirements are being interpreted by the engineering and the design teams, the role of the business analyst is to review the documentation, review requirements, and work together with the solutions designers and project managers and engineers, and definitely clients, stakeholders of the project, to ensure that all the requirements are clear to all participants of the process. So what exactly business analysts do within this project? Because as I mentioned, there are a lot of different activities within different stages. Well, first of all, business analyst is a member of a product development team who analyzes the business domain, documentate process, documentate system, and outline business requirements. Also make sure that business requirements match a software business model within which the software is being built. So if you wish, a business analyst is a mediator, or it is a glue between the client and the software development team. At different development stages, business analyst has different levels of engagement and has different scopes of responsibilities. Sometimes business analysts design particular wireframes, or they may communicate with the design team and manage actually a design team at the discovery stage of the project, and keep designers and clients on the same page. Also, important things that is done by the business analyst is validation of the solutions and quality testing of the results. So when the team, doesn't matter if it is a design team or an engineering team, has produced a certain part of the solution, the main purpose of the business analyst and one of his main activities is to make sure that the work was done correctly and corresponds to the requirements that were produced by the client. This leads us to the techniques that business analysts used to get the requirements. Business Analysis Body of Knowledge, a handbook of all business analysts, describes around 50 techniques that may help business analysts to gather requirements from the stakeholders. Today, I would like to mention a few that we use in Archer software during different stages of communication with the clients, but most of them are used during the discovery stage when we only trying to meet with the client, to get acquaintance with the business idea, to get acquaintance with his business, with goals he wants to reach with his products, or goals he wants to solve within a particular organization. The first technique is a stakeholder interview. This technique implies more question and answer session with the key experts of the particular organization and domain experts that may help to figure out what is going on the market, how this solution or how this problem is being solved in another companies, and how actually we may help the client to solve the business problem he has. At this stage, we usually can study clients' major business goals, motivation and scope of the project, get to know what stakeholders know about potential users of the product, and if they know something or if they don't know, what are the competitors of the potential product, and what is the market situation. And additionally, during the interview, we get additional information that might be useful for the project managers or product managers, and covers different project aspects like particular deadlines, which may stick to a certain market aims, or aims that client's marketing team has. For example, if you build something in retail or e-commerce, you have some important dates like Christmas holidays. It's important to understand that these dates are very important for the client's business. So we as a vendor need to find a solution to meet these dates and to meet the deadlines. We also may find out what kind of collaboration tools will be used during our further communication. What are the workflow preferences? So our company can suggest that the workflow that we used within the same domains but within other projects, or client can suggest their own workflow and state how they used to work in their company. So again, this is a stage when we are trying to find a balance and trying to understand the client and make sure that we are on the same page about the project vision. Stakeholders or even a development team can give information on possible project constraints, like specific technologies that might be used or might not be used, financial information regarding a specific budget, or some organizational issues. And again, it helps client and it helps company to understand each other. So the next technique, requirements workshop. This is a very popular technique during the discovery stage because it helps both of the teams, both clients and development team, to know each other and to get the same vision of the product, or to get the same vision of the potential features that are going to be developed. The main purpose of the requirements workshop is to make the project team meet stakeholders of the project, gather wish list from the stakeholders of the project, receive a diverse feedback from the stakeholders, and at the same time to keep all participants of the workshop on the same page regarding the project context. It is also important to prioritize the goals of the company and prioritize collected requirements based on the stakeholders who attended the workshop. One of the difficulties that may occur is that stakeholders they don't have to be technical. They don't have to explain their wishes in a technical way, or they don't have to use any technical definitions. And this is something that may occur a misunderstanding between the business stakeholders and between the development team. So this is something, again, so this is a communicational issue that should be facilitated by the business analyst during the communicational process. Another one is that stakeholders, people who want to build a product or solve an organizational issue, they may know what they want to build, but they have difficulties to explain actually what they want to build with the help of the software development company. And here, business analysts should keep an eye on domain, on the information that is provided by the client, on the processes that exist in the organization of the client, so that to catch and understand what is the main issue, and actually try to read client's mind, if you wish. Another challenge is a so-called XY problem. Company thought that the solution X will help to solve a Y problem, but actually it's not. So the problem was laying somewhere in another sphere, or the solution should be different. The built product doesn't solve the problem. It may lead to the waste of time and money. Company and business analysts should be very attentive and ask a lot of questions to avoid misunderstanding and to give actually client understand if the solution he wants to build really solve his problem. Workshop is actually a great framework to try different techniques like brainstorming, storyboarding, role-playing, Q&A session. The next technique is a benchmark and market analysis, and it is something that should be done on the discovery stage, because it is actually a great technique when we need to evaluate a new idea, or when we already have a product and we want to increase customer satisfaction. The benchmark studies are performed to compare the strength and weaknesses of the organization or of the product against the competitors. This technique provides organization with the information about new and different tools, ideas, and methods that may improve the product or organizational performance. Market research is the process of gathering information about your business buyers' personas, target audience, potential customers or existing customers. It is done to determine how viable and successful your product or service would be or already is among these people, and understand how the product may stand out of the crowd on the market. The next technique is prototyping. This is probably one of the best techniques to visualize the idea of the product and receive a fast feedback on its design and usability from your potential customers. Prototyping is used to identify both missing or improperly specified requirements by demonstrating what the product looks like to the potential audience. We don't have even to code something. Modern tools like Figma or InVision allows to create a clickable prototype that perform a specific motion action. You can validate the user journey without actually developing a web product or an application, and receive a fast feedback from your potential audience. One more technique is called a functional decomposition. So functional decomposition is the act of breaking down the process, systems, functional areas, or any kind of deliverables into small pieces so that each portion can be analyzed separately. It is a very important technique that helps to manage difficulties and reduce uncertainty. And the result of the functional decomposition provides all participants of the process with the consistent view of the scope when the discovery stage is finished. As a result of the functional decomposition, we usually have software requirements specification document that is provided to the client, and this document covers the scope of work, a list of the features, time, efforts, and the financial efforts that this project will require. So the next technique is a non-functional requirements analysis. These requirements describe operational qualities and not the behavior of the product. We should always think about performance and scalability, portability and reliability, availability and maintainability, security, localization, and usability. The next technique is called scenarios, or it is also well known as use cases. Within the use cases, we can divide two types: business use cases and system use cases. In general, a use case is a definition of a specific business objective that the system or organization needs to accomplish. A business use case covers business process and describes the actor achieving the goal. The business use case often contains no mention of technology, since it is concerned with how the business operates. While system use case is about an actor achieving a goal with the help of the computer system, and it is about a technology. The next popular technique is called user stories. Similar to the use cases, it is a kind of a description of how the system will carry out a specified business process to fulfill the stated requirements. But unlike use cases, which describe a step-by-step process, user stories describe the task, the main task that should be carried out during the process. User stories have become more popular with the popularity of Agile because they emphasize customer collaboration, user interaction, and simplicity. So actually, even non-technical product managers or non-technical customers can design the ideas that they want to implement with the help of the software. And it is a very good technique when you want to explain something to the developers, and you don't have a project manager, or you don't have a business analyst. So this is something that may help you to explain the result you want to achieve. So all these business analysis techniques are being used In our team, during the discovery stage and during all stages of the software development process. When you work with the development team and you work specifically with the business analyst, it is important to understand how actually to measure the performance of the business analyst you're working with. Well, first of all, business analysis has grown rapidly over the last decade and was driven by the rise in complexity of the projects and tendency to outsource development to another countries. Nowadays, projects are more likely to have multiple stakeholders, ambiguity around the project features, resources, stages, all of which make requirement elicitation more difficult. So to make sure that you work with the right person, you need to know that business analyst should be 100% in context of your business and your product. Business analysts should initiate communication with your team and with you, and not only answer questions. So business analyst is the person who should advocate the product in front of the development team and a project manager. You should always receive visuals, use cases, wireframes, diagrams, documents. All of these deliverables should be provided by the business analyst in terms that correspond to the project deadlines. So business analyst must be open for communication with you. And business analyst should have answer. If he doesn't have answer, he should know how to find it, find the answer, and give it to you. Good business analyst should spend more of his working day on communication with the stakeholders, with the client, with the project manager, with the product manager, with the quality assurance team, with the development team, with the designers. I usually like to say that if a business analyst doesn't spend at least 60% of the working time on communication activity, you can try to poke him with a stick and check whether this person is alive, because the whole day should be devoted to making sure that all people who work on the same project have the same vision and are in the context of the project aims. So I sincerely hope that managed to answer the question why business analysis is important in software development process. And I would like to thank you for your time. Get in touch with our team if you have a project idea, and we would be happy to help.